We talked to Mo Casero a moment ago, who had a very nice impact his first year in the CAA, and we welcome in another first-year coach at Georgia State, Ron Hunter, but no stranger to competition, Charlie. 17 years now. He must have started when we were 12. He doesn't look like you don't look like a 17-year coach, Charlie. You said me these guys age too quickly.
Well, I tell you what, he's got 254 wins, so he knows what it's all about.
And an NCAA tournament appearance, two-time Summit League Coach of the Year. But now, as you come into the CAA, what are you looking at from this conference and for the team you bring in this year, Ron?
Well, I'm excited about my team. One of the reasons that I wanted to make the jump to Georgia State in the CAA is that I believe it's the best non-BCS basketball league in the country. And so I wanted to coach against some of the best coaches in the country. I think you've got them here, and just excited to be here. And I think it's a tremendous league, but there's change coming to Georgia State.
Well, Ron, I want to ask you a question. I've followed your shoe program. Tell everybody a little bit about it. I think it's fantastic what you do.
Well, I appreciate that. And I tell people this all the time. Samaritan's Feet is today 300 million children woke up without a pair of shoes this morning. 125,000 of those children will die because of diseases on their feet. It's not that we give them shoes, but we give them hope. And so I could coach in a Final Four. I can win a national championship. But there's no greater feeling in the world that you'll have than when you can give a child his first pair of shoes and to see a 7-year-old who never speaks English, never met an American before, and they get their first pair of shoes. There's nothing in the world will ever make me feel as proud to do something of that nature.
Well, that's a tremendous accomplishment. You talk about change coming to Georgia State. As you come in this year, you do have 5 returning seniors, yes, which is not a bad thing to start with. What kind of style of play, what kind of things can fans be looking for with you at Georgia State now?
Well, we have 7 seniors, and one of the things that we're saying is that the inexperience is coming from the coaching staff. It's not coming from our players. Our players are actually been through the CAA, so they know where to stay, they know what to do. But the change is going to be the tempo and the style that we play. We've got great kids. We're going to get up and down the floor. We're going to press after every made basket. We're going to change defenses. Sometimes even inside of possession we'll change defenses. But at the end of the day, it's not, Coach, as you know, it's not about the system or style you play. It's how the kids bought in. And if they buy in, we can kick it around all the day, but if they buy into that, then you're going to win. And my job is to make sure our kids buy in. And once they buy in, then I think physically they've been good enough to win. It's just now we've got to get the mental part and get them to buy in, and I think they're going to do that.
Well, I saw you Georgia State play several times last year, and I thought they had very fine athletes. I'm just wondering, compared to where you came from, don't you feel that they're pretty good athletic kids?
You know what? Don't tell anybody this, but this might be the best team I've coached. But don't tell anybody that, okay? That's between you and I, Coach. Can we keep that?
That's right.
These kids are really talented. They just, again, sometimes it's not about talent, as you know. It's not the most talented teams that win. It's the teams that have teams and prepares a team to learn how to win. So we're trying to group a group of kids together, put a coach together, and learn how to win as quickly as we can, and we're going to be able to do that.
Right. Guys like Eric Buckner and Jahad Ali, Brandon McGee, James Field, Josh Mishaw, and you get a transfer from Florida State in Jordan DeMercy. What can we expect from this young man?
Well, Jordan is actually right now will not be with us this year.
Okay.
Yeah, he will be not. But the other kids that you named are tremendous players. Those kids, they want to win. At the end of the day, as I told them, can you imagine being a senior and never winning before? And so one of the things we talk about, make this the best year you've had in basketball. So one of the things we talk about is that let's play like you played in high school. Every one of these kids were the best players they were on their teams in high school. So let's go back to that where you really enjoyed playing. Sometimes we take this game a little serious, and so we want these kids to have fun playing basketball and doing what they love to do.
Well, we were talking with Mo Casero, and I want to kind of follow up with you. You had mentioned coming in about the quality of the CAA, and we all know what the conference did last year. First time getting 3 bids. You see VCU get to the Final Four. This is twice now for this conference in 5 years, getting a Final Four team. When you were looking at that from afar, and then when you got the job, what were you thinking, and how much of an impact does the success of this conference have now as you start to go forward?
Well, it helps recruiting. It helps in everything that we do. When the conference grows like that, it helps the other schools. And what has to happen is that the bottom teams now have to start getting better. And as I look this year, I think that's what you're starting to see. I think Townsend will be a little bit better. I know we're going to be better. And so what happens is that it becomes a competitive league from top to bottom. And that's what really I like that. I love the idea that we can have 3 teams go to the NCAA tournament. We won 25, 24, and 22 games, and we couldn't get any postseason play. And so I'm hoping that if we win a couple of those games, then maybe they'll let us go to postseason play at Georgia State.
Well, there's no doubt. I mean, it is something that you talk about, that theory of from the bottom up. Everybody now in this league, I think, has made it better for the teams because the competition has been closer than it's ever been before, Charlie.
It has, and let me say this to you. 2 years ago, we had Shaka Smart. He said many of the same things you said. So, buddy, I think you're off to a good start.
Well, I appreciate it, guys, and I really appreciate you having me.
Well, Ron, thank you very much. That is Ron Hunter, the new men's basketball coach at Georgia State after 17 years in the Summit League at IUPUI and ready to take over. A change is coming.
A change is coming
to Georgia State.
Go to ESPN3 for the complete replay of the 2011 CAA Basketball Media Day Live.